Where do I begin? For those of you that joined this community after watching my Jazzmaster video, I want to start off this video by thanking you for being a part of this, but also apologizing to you because truly a lot has changed in my life since making that video. Everything is just different right now. I've decided to sell my Jazzmaster and I've also decided to sell my Waterloo. So what happened? Well, I became a dad. I also apologize to anybody that's ever shared with me the notion that your life instantly changes when you have a child. Before having a child, I had no idea. I had no idea what it would be like when we drove home from the hospital. To put it simply, nothing else matters, especially the idiosyncrasies and intricacies about neck compound radiuses and what type of pickups are used on a guitar and what's the best of the best and how can I get my hands on X, Y, and Z, what tonal woods sound better. For me right now, it's all meaningless. And I realized when I came home from the hospital, even before when we were prepping to have our baby, I hadn't played my guitars in a very long time. And it wasn't because I didn't want to play. Anybody that's passionate about playing guitar will probably admit that they're thinking about playing guitar most of the time when they might be daydreaming or you might hear a song on the radio. How do they do that? I like that. I'm gonna do that when I play. But I found myself looking at my Jazzmaster and my Waterloo with a different lens. The best way that I could put it is that I have to grow up.
You must grow up.
None of what I'm saying has anything to do with putting people down that enjoy playing really nice instruments. If you have American Ultra guitars or Collings or Waterloo, whatever the hell you play, and you enjoy playing them, and you have space, the mental space, the financial ability, and the passion to do it, then more power to you. Keep going. But if you find yourself owning expensive instruments, or anything really for that matter, and you're thinking about the instruments that got you there more than the ones that you own, I think your body and your mind might be telling you something. And that's what happened to me. After I made my Jazzmaster video, I had a lot of anxiety actually, because I didn't expect it to take off. I just decided I wanted to record myself with my new guitar that I had, and I was interested in offset guitars because my friend told me that he played one, and like any person that has a good friend that's also a musician, when they tell you they play something nice, you might want to play it for yourself too. And that's what I did. So I went out and I played a Jazzmaster and I liked it and I bought it. To be honest with you, from the second that I bought it and I got it in my hands, I had buyer's remorse. I think I repressed the buyer's remorse a little bit, or maybe a lot of it, and justified it because in my head, I had this incredible instrument that was a creme de la creme. It was mine. It was something that I decided to do. And when you seek instruments or anything in life that you want for yourself, it's a very personal thing. So I don't expect family members, my wife, friends, or anybody to understand what it feels like when you're researching a guitar or you're excited about picking one up or playing it. When I played my American Ultra, aside from it being a very comfortable guitar to play, I knew it wasn't for me. And I also knew in the back of my mind that one day I will sell this. I haven't felt that way about my Fender. I don't feel that way about my Gibson. And I honestly don't feel that way about my Taylor. It's like going out to a really nice fancy restaurant with friends and enjoying the whole night and the whole experience, but also in the back of your mind knowing that this is not sustainable and this is something that you really don't want to do all the time. And that's how I felt when I played my Ultra. I felt like I didn't deserve it. Not that I don't think that I'm a good guitar player. I didn't really feel like I earned it. There was part of me that always knew, much like how YouTube has changed over the last couple of years, content creators to get back to being more vulnerable and real, whereas the big productions aren't really as fun to watch anymore. And that's what made YouTube and social media so exciting in the beginning, was it was just real people, you know, on the platform and having fun. But somewhere along the line, I think in the information age, myself included, I got caught up in the I need to have the best of the best. Don't get me wrong, there is a beautiful feeling when you pick up an instrument or anything for that matter that is an incredible body of work. But if you're playing it or using it and you find yourself thinking more and more about the things that brought you there, the journey. In my case, my white Fender Mexican Stratocaster from the 90s. I realized the amount of hours that I was thinking about, researching, barely playing my Jazzmaster or my Telecaster at the time that I bought, or my Collings that I bought, or even my Waterloo that I have. The time spent with all of those items far succeeded the time spent playing and enjoying them. Whereas when I played my Stratocaster when I was growing up, or even in college or after college when I was at home or starting my adult years, that Stratocaster was something that was glued to my hands and something that I will never part ways with. I'm actually having that guitar sent out to me in California because right now it's back where my family lives in the Northeast. All I could think about is receiving that guitar and downsizing my life. And I think having a kid really is showing me what's most important. You don't need the best of the best. What you really need is a connection to yourself and a deeper understanding of what it is that you actually value in life. So if something is telling you from within that you're making the wrong decision, whether it's financially or relationship, anything, give it a listen. You'd be surprised how gratifying it feels to know that a guitar from the 90s that's probably purchased for $300 back then has gotten more emotional airtime and more physical airtime than all of my other instruments, tens of thousands of dollars worth of things that I've invested into, have ever gotten. And my goal and my hopes are that whoever buys these instruments off of me will get what they truly want out of them. I sold my callings to a retired investment banker in Boston. And to be honest with you, when I bought that guitar, I didn't feel a connection to it. I've been living this sort of, I have to have the best of the best lifestyle for a very long time. And I justified it in my mind by thinking, oh, I'm good, so it's an expensive hobby. I deserve this. Part of what I want to do with this community moving forward is I'd much rather not be typecast as the guy that's just talking about music or jazz masters. I do work in the music industry. I'm very passionate about music, but also at the end of the day, I'm very passionate about many things, and I'd much rather be able to have a community of people that are open to talking about and communicating with anything. I also don't know if I really ever formally introduced myself here. My name is Joe. I am from New Jersey and I moved out to California about 7 years ago with my then girlfriend, who is my wife, and now we have a baby together. So we've been living on the West Coast for almost a decade now. A lot has changed in the last 7 years. And I think living in an environment like I do in Southern California, you get to see what matters most. You're kind of stripped of your tribe, if you will. When I think about what makes me happy and what's fulfilling for me in life, nothing at the end of the day replaces a connection with yourself. You can't buy a connection from anywhere. It's a tale as old as time because everybody sort of has probably been told money can't buy happiness. If you're spending money on things and you're thinking about other things that are far cheaper and far better for you holistically and give you more gratification, then you're getting in your own way like I was getting in my own way. And the delusional thinking that I had this figment of imaginary numbers in my head of how much this money was worth, these guitars were worth, and how I would just sort of like make investments and buy one and sell it and make a little money and do this and do that. All of that was put to rest when you bring a child home from the hospital. And I'm definitely gonna make a video on that. Oh my God, there are so many things that nobody tells you about what it's like having a child. So I will definitely go deeper into that somewhere else. But that kind of brings me into my other point of I really do want this community to be a collaborative one where we can talk about anything. There are many things that I'm passionate about in life. I love jiu-jitsu. I've been doing it for 3.5 years now. I just last year received my blue belt, which was a huge milestone for me. It's something I never thought that I would do. I'm gonna be 40 next year and I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life ever. I think my relationships with myself and with my family and with my significant other and with my coworkers and with life in general is just the best it's ever been. And I really love building off of that. I have a tremendous amount of passion for music, so we're definitely gonna still talk about music here, bands that we love and ideas and cool things that are happening in the world. I don't want my channel to be about elitist jazz master people, because truthfully, elitists exist everywhere. I mean, oh my God, I was about to buy an espresso machine the other day before my wife talked some sense into me because we have a newborn. The amount of elitist comments that I was reading in the subreddits were just mind-boggling. So it really does exist everywhere. You could find anything and convince yourself that you're making the right decision, but unless you're listening to your voice inside that's telling you and guiding you, you're probably making the wrong decision. So what I plan on doing when my white Stratocaster arrives is I'll make a video with that guitar. I plan on maybe making some modifications to it, swapping the pick guard out, changing the pickups, making it look the way that I really want it to look. I'm also gonna have my Taylor sent out here too at some point, which I got the day that I graduated high school back in 2004 as a monumental graduation gift that I brought to college with me, and that guitar was inseparable from my body for probably 10 to 15 years of life. During college, after college, until I got it in my brain that I needed a better Taylor. So I put that one on the back burner and I started acquiring other guitars, which led me to Collings and Waterloo, which was a huge hole in my pocket and a lot of buyer's remorse. Not to say that they're not incredible instruments, they are. They're just not suited for me. I also have a mild obsession with coffee culture, and I'm recently growing out of my millennial obsession with foxes phase, so hence the name Coffee Fox. So you'll probably go on some coffee journeys with me as well if that's something that you like, but I do mean this from the bottom of my heart. I thank all of you for joining this community because I understand what it means in 2025 to click subscribe or to comment or to join something. I get it. If you are watching this video and you're like, dude, I signed up to listen to Jazz Masters and I want to hear, offset guitar comments, I'm sure there are tons of channels out there that are doing an incredible job of that. But if you are with me to join this journey moving forward, please let me know anything that you want me to talk about or we can discuss together. I do feel in the last 10 years of my life specifically, I've made a lot of transformations mentally and physically. So I'd love to be able to share those things with you here. It could be anything at all. I hope all of you have a great day. I really look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks again. Bye.